Hey guys, today on the CNTC show, we have a very special guest, Mr. Shantanu Srivastav, one of my mentors and a very, very talented writer. He is the writer behind one of my favorite movies of 2018, Badhai Ho, and also Arjun Kapoor starring Tevar. Not only this, but he's the writer behind a very popular Prime Video series, Rasbhari, and he has also worked in the TV industry for a long, long time. Right now, he's working on a very special project called Manik Shaw alongside Meghna Gulzar and Bhavni Iyer, who are people behind the movies like Razi and Talwar. This episode is for all the film enthusiasts and the upcoming writers. In this episode, we talked about his journey from being an MBA to a full-time writer, how the idea of Badhai Ho came into picture, and some really, really useful insights if you want to become a writer. Listen to the full episode because the conversation is not only insightful but is also a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun on the podcast. And also, before you proceed to the episode, please do not forget to subscribe to our channels. Okay, let's start the podcast. Hello Shantanu Bhaiya, welcome to Cup Noodles to Career in this very, very special episode of our podcast. How are you?
Thanks so much. Thanks so much for this warm welcome, yeah, Ayush. I'm okay. I'm doing good. Are you wearing pants right now? Are you fully?
No, I'm wearing shorts. I wore this shirt because,
Yeah, because to make this a little official.
yeah,
I don't think I'll ever be able to wear jeans or pants or anything which is not boxers or pajamas.
at home.
Those days are gone. Yeah, at home, no, even outside. I think I'm going to do meetings wearing pajamas now. I'm done.
I think all of us are so used to, this whole work from home culture that it'll be like a shift, like a major shift once we get back to our regular schedule. But talking about, what's happening these days, how has the lockdown affected your writing, your creative art?
So, a lot of people think that since our job of writing shows, films, ideas is pretty much very sedentary, sit in a corner and write and just think.
Right.
I think there's something which has affected almost everyone that I know is now the free will has been taken away from you. I mean,
Right.
there's one thing making plans and then canceling them. It's quite another not being able to go anywhere. So I
Right.
usually step out of Bombay, either go to Lonavala, Goa, or Phuket to write for 4 5 days, which I haven't done in about 8 months. So this is probably the first time in the last 7 8 years that I've not stepped out of Bombay for about 8 months.
Wow.
And also for the first few months, there was so much work at home, not just trying to figure out how to run your household without domestic help.
Right.
That was really really troublesome. But now slowly it's getting back together. So I first four months were really really painful.
Right.
And also it's a little crazy just sitting at home all the time.
That's very, very true. So you mentioned that you used to travel to Lonavala or even Phuket to write. So for you, is travel and writing, are they like correlated? Do you write better or do you feel better when you write when you're, traveling?
So there are two things. So there are times when you need a little change of scenery to think of new ideas because in Bombay or wherever you're working, it's the same meetings every day, just meeting the same people. You just
Right.
need to pluck yourself out of a routine situation and plant yourself in a slightly quieter place.
Hmm.
So if I'm not in Bombay, there are no meetings. So
Right.
that takes care of a big chunk of my day. So I can just sit down and write. And also, thankfully, over the last few years, the trend is now to send your writers out of Bombay to write. So a lot of
Oh.
producers, a lot of networks, a lot of TV channels, they ask you initially, even when you start writing a show or a film,
Hmm.
that whenever you're ready to leave Bombay or go wherever you want to go and write, and we'll arrange that for you. So that's come back in a big way. So almost everyone now steps out of Bombay to write.
Oh,
That is a good thing. Yeah,
this is a very, very interesting tradition, especially for somebody who likes to travel, and I guess you do.
I
How,
love to travel. I just can't sit still. I love to travel.
what are some of your favorite locations, and when it comes to a writing, and then in general, some of the places you just like to visit, just to chill?
I don't know if you've heard of a show that I wrote and created about 7, 8 years ago called Dharmkshetra. It's
Hmm.
on Epic and it's on Netflix. It's a
Oh,
Yeah, it's a really interesting show. It's about uh, all the characters of Mahabharat uh, in
okay.
a celestial plane going through a trial of sorts, where
Hmm.
court case type का setup होता है, where there are allegations and they have to respond to that. And it was really heavy Hindi writing, मतलब almost Sanskrit type writing थी.
अच्छा,
So,
एकदम वेदा टाइप.
and it was, correct. So there were a lot of slokes and all those things. And I knew what I had to write,
Hmm.
but for that show, I couldn't go anywhere to write. But uh, did a little trick with my head. I drank a lot of alcohol. And I used to just roam around in my house talking to myself. So that was a strange space. Then I decided that no, this won't work. I need to step out.
Hmm.
So I started stepping out of Bombay to write. So when I write something new, if I'm looking for new ideas, I go to say a Goa or a Phuket. When I know what I have to write, say I have like source material of say about 18 pages, and then I have to turn
Right.
that into like 100 pages. Then I go to a place which doesn't offer me anything new. So I'll just go to a really shady hotel in Lonavala where I just sit in my room and just keep typing.
So
Yeah.
you write on a laptop or you use a pen, a paper, like the traditional kind?
So I make my notes on sometimes on my iPad, sometimes on my notepad, and then I write on my laptop the final script. Yeah.
That's really cool. Do you have any crazy travel story to share with the audience? Something which was just out of the blue.
Any crazy travel story? I can't think of any crazy travel story. I mean, every time uh, and something crazy happens. So it's out.
Have they ever made way into your writing?
Not really, but strange things have happened to me when I was partying once in Krabi, and I was trying to crack a film story, which I
Right.
for the last 10 days I couldn't crack, and I was in the middle of a club, and
Hmm.
I because I was staying in a hostel, and so I made about 15 new friends over 3 days, and
Oh.
we were all partying. Suddenly, an idea hit me in the middle of a club at about 2 in the morning, and I'm looking for a pen and tissue paper, and I'm standing on top of a speaker, like standing next to a speaker, and I'm
Right.
taking like furious notes, making furious notes, tissue, paper napkins. So I came out with about 30 tissue papers, which were full of notes. So that's something that happened to me once.
Talking about, I think, one movie which almost every Indian has watched, either on television or in the theaters. How did the idea of Badhayo come about?
So the original idea of Badhayo has been parked with Akshat forever. So Akshat, who's the co-writer and the writer of screenplay and dialogues for the film, Akshat and
Right.
I were batchmates, classmates in MBA in 2001, 2003.
Right.
And when we were doing our MBA, we decided that within the first 6 months, we figured out like this is not the life for us. I mean, it
Hmm.
was a really expensive business school, and thankfully we'd taken our CAT exam and we'd got good scores, so we had to finish that. But within the first 6 months, we figured that it's not our scene.
Hmm.
So we started talking about films and stories and books and reading and writing all the time. And we've been friends since 2001. We've been flatmates, roommates for I don't know how many years. Um, so there was this idea that he had initially, I think in 2001 2003 is or two is when he thought of this idea,
Right.
and then a little bit of discussion about this idea happened in 2005. Uh, Akshat and I, with three other boys who used to live in one room apartment, which is just one step above being a chal. You know what is chal? Like those things that you see in films, those one room apartment where there are six people living.
Right, 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 right.
Chawl, chal, whatever that is. So we were in a really tiny house, five of us.
Okay.
And one friend who was just crashing with us for I have no idea what joy. He had a huge three-bedroom apartment in a very posh part of Bombay, but
Right.
he was still bunking with us. And we used to make fun of him. Maybe his mother is pregnant, and he's really, really ashamed of going back home. I'm really embarrassed. So that's. I think that's for about a month. We made fun of him about this. Then sometime in 2007-8, Akshat was with an ad agency. He wrote a commercial which had this kind of a theme.
Right.
Uh, and then when he moved to Bombay in 2016, 17, 16, I think he moved to Bombay for good. That's when he shared this idea with me, and I took this idea to Amit. We narrated two ideas to Amit. One was Badhayo. There was another one which Akshat and I are still writing.
Right.
So Akshat jumped about on this idea and he said, "Okay, perfect, let's do this." Actually, it originated from an incident like this in Akshat's family. उसका एकदम close family में कुछ इस तरह का incident है. But if you see one generation before you, uh,
Hmm.
all this is a very common story. In households, there were about like kids who were about 20, 21-year old, and then suddenly their mother is pregnant. So this used to happen a lot before our generation. So that's the reason why almost everyone thought, "अरे मेरे चाचा के यहाँ पे ऐसा सीन हुआ था, अरे मेरे मामा के यहाँ ऐसा सीन हुआ था." So that's how it happened.
So you said that when you were doing MBA, you realized, okay, this is not our drill. We have to change the way we are doing things. Is that when you actually started writing, or मतलब शुरू कहाँ से हुआ था? आपने actually लिखना कब शुरू करा था?
Honestly, okay, so and commercially, okay, I'm telling you, I started writing when I was in class 7, 8. I used to write plays for my house competition, like inter-house competition.
Right.
Uh, and in addition to writing the play for my own house, I used to get some money, like 150 rupees, 200 rupees, and write something for the other house as well.
Right.
So thoda side mein paisa banna chahiye. So that's something that I started doing in 7th, 8th. Then I did a lot of radio. I was a drama artist with All India Radio for about
Right.
15 years. So there was a time when I used to write some fun comedy plays, kids appropriate plays when I was in like class 9, 10.
Hmm.
So that happened. Proper writing happened after I finished my MBA. So I came back to Delhi. I started working in American Express. Then I got an offer to study film in London, Anfield College, and I was
Right.
really excited. My application came through, and they said, "Okay, start working on your documents." And I was really
Mhm.
excited. I said, "Yeah, I'm going to London to study film." And uh, on the same day, I got an offer from India TV, that news channel, Rajat
Hmm.
Sharma's news channel,
Right.
to write a 5-minute comedy show. They asked me to write a pilot, and I
Right.
wrote a pilot, and I took that pilot and went to their studio, and I sat in a PCR for the first time in a control room, and I directed
Right.
that pilot. That's 2005, I think, five. Yeah,
Wow.
and I got so excited. I mailed the college that I'm not coming. I'm letting go of the seat. I think this is something that I want to do. So I started directing that 5-minute filler on India TV. That was actually my first step in in audiovisual education.
Hmm.
I spent the next 2 years pretty much living out of the studio. I
Right.
used to do everything for them. I used to clean the studio floor.
Hmm.
I used to write my own material. I used to direct my 5 minute show. I just, when I was free, I used to just spend time editing shit in their new studio. I would just ingest random political rallies footage, put an English song to it, like dub thumping, and just edit something. Like that's what I did for about 2 years.
Right.
And then I got into writing a show for Endemol, which came on Colors. So I moved to Bombay.
Right.
So yeah, so that's how it all began.
So how did this happen? Were you applying for these shows, or somebody saw your work and picked you?
After India TV, I moved around in Delhi, Noida, heading programming and on-air promotions for a couple of news channels.
Right.
While doing that, I pitched a couple of show ideas to a friend of mine who was already a creative director in Bombay. So he liked
Right.
some of the ideas. And the next time he became a creative director slash project head on a show, he
Hmm.
asked me if I would like to write the show, be a reality director and be a director's assistant. So like multiple roles. I said,
Right.
yeah. And I wrote a sample and then I worked on this show, which was the first pro wrestling indie show in India. It was called 100% on Colors. It was Indian pro wrestlers versus South African pro wrestlers. So we shot for about 3 months in Johannesburg.
Hmm.
I worked my ass off during those 3 months. I started working at about 6. I used to work till like 12:30 in the night, 4 hours of sleep. And then I became a creative director with Endemol after the show. Was the project head on at least 5 shows.
Hmm.
And then I went solo as a writer. So I wrote my first film called Tevar.
Right.
Arjun Kapoor, Sonachi, and Manu Vajpayee. Uh, the film didn't fly at all. But then I wrote a lot of non-fiction shows. I wrote Fear Factor. Uh, I wrote India's
Oh.
Got Talent. I wrote MasterChef.
When you're a writer at these shows, do you travel with them while they shoot, or do you write everything pehle se?
No, so with reality shows, I mean, everything happens in real time. So that writer has to be there all the time. So I traveled. I went to Argentina to shoot Fear Factor, and that's when I went to Rio because it was my birthday the next month, and I decided to
Oh.
bring in my birthday in Rio. Uh, uh, we shot MasterChef, like some bit of MasterChef in Sydney. So I was writing there, and that's when I decided to bring in my birthday in Gold Coast. So, so most of my really cool travel has been because of my work.
Wow.
And a lot of writers or people who want to become writers eventually in life, I think it's a very heartening thing for them to know that now writers are pretty much traveling the world, man. I mean, even if you're writing shows or films, they're all over the place. They're jet setters.
Hmm. So even a pre-planned movie, even then the writer travels with the crew.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, over the last 5 years, 7, 10 years, maybe all the actors they insist on having the writer on the set all the time. Insist.
Hmm.
Not all the A-listers they do not travel without the writer. Every
Right.
day they want the writer on the set.
So when an actor comes, do they add their own touch to the dialogues, or do they like stick to it?
So there are times when see it depends how well uh, framed and how well etched your character is. So usually what happens in our first narration to the actors, they pretty much buy into the character and they say, yeah, correct. This is something that I want to try in this film.
Right.
And then there are certain lines as they work on their characters before they go on the shoot. They read the script, they reread the script, and sometimes they feel that this line is probably not rolling off my tongue as easy as this character.
Right.
So, is there a possibility for me to say this line in a certain way, or can I have, if you can please suggest a few more options for this line, or this is what I think this character should say. The good thing is all the actors are so extremely humble and respectful of writers these days
Right.
that nobody changes a line during the shoot on a fly without letting the writer know or without discussing it with the writer.
Right.
So everyone, like be it Manoj Vajpayee, Manoj ji, during the shoot of Tevar, there was this scene in the during the climax, and he says, "I think about 8 seconds is a really long silence. I want to say something while I point my gun at Arjun." So
Hmm.
we were just like jamming on the set, and we came up with a line which really worked for him. But a lot of times, directors also help a lot. They also come up with great lines. Like
Right.
in Badhayo, when Ayushman comes back and just kind of apologizes to his mother, to Nina ji. And
Right.
so there was that scene was written by Akshat without a dialogue. So he just walks in.
Hmm.
Nina ma'am turns around, sees Ayushman is standing there. They just look at each other, smile, and they hug. And both of them know that he's come back home.
Right.
Now Amit wanted to add a line. Amit Sharma wanted to add a line from Nina
Hmm.
Gupta, and he says because it's night and he's just come back from work, and the mother is home already.
Hmm.
It'll be great if Nina ma'am says "Khana khaya," and
Ah.
Akshat and I honestly we were not in agreement. We said we actually don't need that. It's just two words, but we don't need those two words.
Hmm.
But Amit said, no, 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 no. I have a feeling that this works. This is going to work. This will be really light. So we shot that line, and that line stayed in the film. And everyone who's seen the film talks about that moment when the mother asks the son, "Tune khana khaya?" And they got so emotional. And I said, and Akshat and I were looking at each other. Yeah, I mean, Amit was right in the end that yeah, line honi chahiye thi. So yeah,
I think that adds a very personal touch Indian जो households में होता है खाना, you know.
yeah, 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 yeah. Big thing.
Like if you could go back to your days in India TV, what are some 3-4 things that you would tell the young Shantanu Srivastava? Some lessons that you would want to tell him.
I think my number one advice would be to myself 15 years ago, 12 years ago, would be better money management. And I think that goes out for everyone who wants to step into this world of media and content
Hmm.
creation and trying new things and moving away from whatever they're studying.
Right.
Uh, I would say better money management will go a very, very long way. I
Hmm.
mean, I know it's very easy for me to now say it 15 years later, but I think if there's something that you keep at the back of your mind that अभी मुझे 30,000 रुपए मिल रहे हैं 35,000 रुपए मिल रहे हैं मैं
Hmm.
खर्च कर देता हूँ ना मतलब there is no responsibility. I'm saying
Hmm.
a little more uh, savviness about the entire handling of money will be really really interesting and help because in it's a very cyclical kind of a ecosystem. There is work
Okay.
and for a very long time and you can't sleep or can't breathe, can't eat, uh, and the money is pouring in and everything is fine, and then suddenly everything dries up for about 6-8 months.
Hmm.
Uh, so you just need to uh, save a little money or be a little prudent about money is something that's a big life hack I would suggest. And the other
Right.
thing is just be fearless, man. I mean, there are हम लोग की लाइन में फिल्म्स टीवी कंटेंट क्रिएशन की लाइन में there is absolutely no age limit, and uh, you never know what works, what doesn't.
Hmm.
Just be fearless. अभी इंस्टेड ऑफ सेइंग कि मैं 10 साल में ये कर लूंगा और फिर मैं 15 साल में मैं रिटायर हो जाऊंगा, just don't think about those things. Just mark this year and try everything that you want to try this year only, and let's
Hmm.
just see what happens. तो ये दो चीजें, just be a little fearless in terms of trying new things and be a little wise when it comes to money.
Did you start investing at an early age?
I still don't invest. It's investment is something that my wife does,
Right.
and I have zero concept of incoming, outgoing when it comes to money. I just got a mail from from my manager
Right.
while I'm talking to you that that a show that I just signed a few months ago.
Right.
Finally, after a very long process, we've just submitted an invoice for
Hmm.
that for signing amount, and he's replied me. He replied to me with a GIF. You call that? There's just Akshay Kumar saying "paisa hi paisa hoga." So I have no idea what he means. Honestly, there's some one random guy saying "paisa hi paisa hoga" on my mail, so which is obviously my manager. So yeah, so I have zero idea
Wow.
of how money works.
Have you ever written a character accidentally or even like consciously which resembles one of your friends, and have they like caught it on screen? कि अरे ये तो मैं हूँ.
Yeah, yeah, of course. I borrow a lot from my friends, and I keep. So most of my friends are in Rohtak, Haryana.
अच्छा. Hmm.
Uh, so my childhood friends, I've been friends. All my friends have been friends with me for about upwards of 30 years. So
Hmm.
I've been friends with them throughout. So I did a show called for Root, in which one of the characters was based on a very close friend. His father and his mother also were based on his father and mother. So I pretty much
Oh.
use everyone that I know in my stories. So yeah, and
And
they're
when
okay with
they
it. So yeah.
they like do they not react in a way कि oh shit, now like everybody knows about us.
The strange thing is people who do not work uh, in content creation or media, they
Hmm.
really don't care. They have 20 other things to do. They're not like us who are just like constantly thinking about such stuff. Oh, they have their businesses to run, they have their naukaris to do. So they say, "Well, ठीक है यार."
But how's your college life like? And were you writing while you were in college?
See, my second year of MBA was really interesting. First year was really painful because we had to, even if we didn't want to study and I didn't really like to study, but even
Right.
then, even just to stay current and stay on top of the assignments every day, we had to study for about like 4 to 8 hours every day. I must say, and doing MBA has really helped me in certain things, which I think you'll also realize in about 4 5 years is
Mm-hmm.
for a lot of people who start at the same time in content creation and media writing direction is discipline. I think that's a
Hmm.
big factor in changing the equation. Pretty much
Right.
charting your story, your graph in the line of work that you choose.
Hmm.
Uh, my first year of MBA really did instill a lot of discipline in me. While a lot of people think that sitting at a desk for 2 hours is really painful, I've
Hmm.
done like 6 hours on a desk. I know how to just not move my head till I find a solution.
Right.
So that really helps.
Hmm.
So a kind of institutionalized discipline in some way or the other, it helps. And I really think that it helped in my case, which I'm pretty sure that you'll also figure out in the next 4 5 years.
Hmm. I think even now that I've been home in the last 5 months, I can see how the discipline that I developed in the last 5 7 years, especially when it comes to sitting on a particular problem and trying to solve it, it has really helped me. I can now see that in action, because when I was preparing for JE Advanced and bits, I used to study for 8 hours straight, not moving at all. Really bad for your back, really bad for your health, but I used to do it every single day. And I did that for almost 720 days. But yeah, and I think that's very true. मतलब discipline like really, really helps.
हाँ और से मेहनत का बड़ा बहुत अच्छा फंडा ये होता है कि मेहनत ना मैं पता है मैं बहुत बुरा साउंड करने वाला हूँ लेकिन मेहनत जो है खराब नहीं जाती यूजुअली वो accumulate होती जाती है
Right.
वो मतलब in any case it's making you a lot more परिपक्व which is you know what परिपक्व means.
No. मैं सोच रहा था, मैंने कहा ये आई थिंक आ जाएगा दिमाग में, बट नहीं.
परिपक्व मीन्स मच्योर, इवॉल्व।
राइट.
तो वो, हाँ, तो आपको पकाती है। हरियाणा में कहावत है, कहते हैं भाई जब तक आम पेड़ पे पकता नहीं ना, तब तक डाल
हम्म.
से टपकता नहीं। तो अगर आप
हम्म.
डाल पे हो और टाइम लग रहा है, तो डोंट वरी, आप पक रहे हो, आप टपकोगे, डोंट वरी।
अगर पहले निकाल लिया तो you'll get a bad mango.
या कच्चा आम हो जाएगा फिर।
You left your London film school, like you left the opportunity to go there. Has there ever been regret?
Absolutely not. No, like zero regrets. Although I don't mind now taking a course like a refresher course, doing a 3 month, 6 month kind of a workshop somewhere, but
Hmm.
no, not at all. No regret at all.
And do you think people like me who wants to pursue filmmaking, should I go to film school, or should people like me go to film school?
See, more than the texts that you read or the books that you read in a film school, a
Hmm.
film school is a great meeting place of minds.
Right.
Uh, it also it opens up your mind to accepting or acknowledging different points of view on different ideas, different things that people consume for
Right.
entertainment or to learn. It's more of for me, a film school is like a greenhouse kind of a thing where you're bunched in with a lot of plants. They're
Hmm.
pretty much receiving the same kind of nutrition, but they're
Hmm.
growing in different ways. So
Right.
you can start feeding off their energy, start learning from what these students will tell you more than what you learn from the teachers. Uh,
Hmm.
Given an opportunity, and I'll take a side. I'll genuinely pick a side. Given an opportunity, if I was 21 years old, and if I had a chance to either go to a film school or intern with somebody that I really like, or just dive uh, dive deep into the world of media and writing, I would not go to the film school. I would jump into the real world. That's how
Right.
that's my opinion.
Hmm.
But my associate writer on the show that I'm writing right now is London Film School graduate, and he's a 26-year-old guy. He's a fab mad guy, and so he's a typical film school writer. I am not a film school writer, and we're having a great time.
Eventually, it comes down to the art. No matter how you get there, it's just.
Yeah. I think art and discipline. Yeah. See, even if discipline comes once in a while, it should just be sustained the discipline. Even with Picasso, वो अगर 6 महीना कुछ नहीं बना रहा तो नहीं बना रहा, लेकिन जो 6 घंटे बना रहा है, वो एकदम पूरा दिमाग के साथ बना रहा है, दिल के साथ, तो वो जरूरी है.
डू यू हैव अ राइटिंग हैबिट? मतलब ऐसा होता है कि आप, ये मेरा 10 से 12 लिखूंगा ही लिखूंगा मैं हर दिन, या फिर यू राइट ऑन वेल?
One of the drawbacks of being a professional writer is that now my will is out of the way. Now it's the deadline. So I have to
ओके.
write tonight. I have to write tonight.
ओके.
Yeah. No, but in writing, discipline matters a lot. अगर आप writing habit अगर है ना, तो बहुत मजेदार चीज है यार. वो लोग बोलते हैं ना कि रोज 5 दिन लिखो, it will really help. वो सच है. You write
Hmm.
5 days of 5 pages a day. You like in 3 months you'll have a book.
Do you feel done is better than perfect?
I pretty much break my entire process in three parts.
Okay.
One is done,
Hmm.
कि अभी मैंने एक एपिसोड लिख दिया.
Hmm.
अभी मुझे पता है आई हैव अबाउट 48 hours टू सेंड इट टू द क्लाइंट. तो मैं अपना 8 घंटा जो है, नेक्स्ट 8 घंटा, आई जस्ट लुक एट थिंग्स दैट आई डोंट लाइक इन द ड्राफ्ट,
Okay.
and I fix those things. Then I'm happy with that. Now it's no longer just done. Then I'm smiling with my draft. I say, yeah, I like this. I can send this. Then I sit down and think of all the things that I have discussed with my other writers. or the producers or the
Hmm.
network people. And then I try to come up with a few changes which will make all of us happy.
Hmm.
So that's my third step.
Right.
So I address, uh, I do a little client servicing in my last draft. Yeah.
I was really happy to hear that you placed yourself first. You know, you made yourself happy first, and then
Do you play snooker or pool or anything?
yeah, I play snooker. Yeah, pool snooker,
So
thoda
मैं
tha.
honestly बताना, हाँ, honestly, the first angle that you have in your head when
Hmm.
you take your stance and when you
Right.
line up,
Hmm.
instinctively वो आपको बोलता है ना कि ये correct है, and then you start making those adjustments.
Yeah.
कि हाँ हाँ, तो your body, your muscle memory, because you've done it for so long, just वो instinct आपको बताता है कि हाँ यार जिस stance में तू अभी आया है, it's a good to go shot. And then you start
Hmm.
tweaking it so that there is no absolute no chance uh, of a miss. So this is how it pretty much is.
Once you're done with these three steps, do you have a feedback loop in your life that these are the people that I go to get feedback?
Nahin yaar. Honestly, one of the biggest part of a writer's life is like this endless cycle of rejection and feedback.
Hmm.
So if I write 20 things, only four of those things see the light of the day.
Right.
So I now at this stage I try to limit myself to feedback and to notes uh, from people who are not a part of that process.
Okay.
So uh, बहुत मुश्किल होता है यार, मतलब everything that you write is just open to judgment all the time. Like people who've not written a single page in their lives, they are pretty much judging what you've written. So I personally I like to reduce the number of people commenting on what I'm saying, trying to say, so that
Right.
there is a little less heartburn. So you spend 3 days writing something, and then suddenly somebody comes in and just shits all over it, and it just feels really, really bad. So I try to reduce, heartache and that sense of
Right.
rejection, because our work is so public. Everything that you
Hmm.
do, you just put it out there in the world. And then,
Right.
I mean, if you've ever read the comments on a regular YouTube video, it's just yeah, it's a jungle out there, man, where everyone trying to eat your life. So
Very, very harsh.
very harsh. मैं honestly एक बात बताऊं आयुष, हम लोगों का काम ना, I think if you spend a little time thinking about what we've chosen to do with our lives, and
Right.
if you come to terms with that, उससे बहुत फर्क पड़ेगा. Then you will not get that unsettled with harsh or toxic comments that anyone will get.
Hmm.
Is that imagine if you were a banker, correct?
Right.
और तुम्हारे ब्रांच में 5 करोड़ का घपला हो गया,
Hmm.
और तुम वापस आके घर आके सो गए. अभी तुम्हारे से नहीं हुआ है, वो तुम्हारी ब्रांच में हुआ है. Nobody knows ना. So you wake up in the morning, you
Hmm.
go to your chacha chachi's house.
Right.
Nobody knows कि क्या हुआ तुम्हारे बैंक को, करेक्ट. फेलियर है टेक्निकली एक आपका, लेकिन किसी को
Right.
पता नहीं. ठीक है.
True.
अभी इन दिस सिनेरियो आपने एक वीडियो बनाया, ठीक है. आपने एक पॉडकास्ट बनाया, आपने एक शो बनाया, आपने एक फिल्म बनाई.
Right.
अभी वो फिल्म नहीं चली, वो वीडियो में लोगों ने बोला कि क्या टट्टी क्या है, कुछ भी लिखा हुआ नहीं. आप कहीं भी जाओगे ना, हो सकता है किसी ने वो देखा हो, आपके चाचा चाची को भी तब तक पता चल गया होगा. ठीक है. आपका आपका जो फेलियर है, वो 2 घंटे के अंदर जो है वो पब्लिक हो गया. तो ये हम लोगों ने डिसीजन लिया लाइफ में कि बस क्या हम अपनी सोल का, अपने एग्जिस्टेंस का एक हिस्सा ऐसे मार्केट में देने को तैयार हैं कि आओ दुनिया भर के लोगों कमेंट करो. अगर हम तैयार हैं तो फिर हम तैयार हैं बॉस. देन नथिंग कैन स्टॉप अस.
That's very true.
है ना? अभी इसमें क्या स्ट्रेस है यार? अरे बहुत हिम्मत चाहिए होता है बॉस. It's very very tough to carve something out of your own life, out of your imagination, put it out there, and let it be. Basically, आप नंगे ही खड़े हो ना. अभी कोई भी कुछ भी बोल सकता है आपको ना. वो बहुत
Hmm.
हिम्मत चाहिए होती है. और अगर वो हिम्मत है ना बॉस, तो फिर अनस्टॉपेबल है.
I think I'll spend time on thinking about this because it's true. Facts ही तो हैं मतलब you because you make your success and failure both public in this case.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, you can't hide it. Best thing is. और अगर आप थोड़ा वेंचफुल टाइप के आदमी हो और आपके पास ज्यादा टाइम है और आप खाली बैठे हो, तो जो जो खराब कमेंट कर रहा है आप उसको चेस करो, आप उसको स्टॉक करो, आप उसको चेस करो और फिर आप उसकी बुराई करो. क्योंकि कुछ लोग ये भी करते हैं आजकल. There are people who just like they take 1 week off their regular things and then they reply to each horrid comment. अनुभव सिन्हा को एक रैंडम जौनपुर में बैठे हुए आदमी की गाली से क्या फर्क पड़ने वाला है? उसको उनको तब खराब अच्छा लगेगा कि जब हंसल मेहता उनको बोलेंगे कि यार अनुभव वो फिल्म अच्छी नहीं लगी मुझे. Then Anubhav Sinha will feel कि अरे shit, Hansal Mehta doesn't like my film, so I need to work on it.
true.
उनको तो बिजनौर में कोई त्यागी भाई है, वो कह रहा साले में गोली मार दूं, उससे क्या फर्क पड़ेगा उनको.
That's very true. Okay. Moving on to like this is my favorite question. हमेशा रहता है मेरा. What are your favorite writers? Some of your favorite writers.
हिंदी, इंग्लिश, बॉम्बे, हॉलीवुड, इधर उधर.
In general, पूरा.
I really like Sudeep Sharma. Sudeep Sharma has written Patal Lok. He's a creator of Patal Lok. He
Right.
wrote Kurta Punjab. He wrote. So he's done a lot of work. He's a really really interesting writer. So Sudeep Sharma is one of my favorites. Bhavani Iyer, who I've had the good fortune to work with on my next film. She's written Razi. वो बहुत अच्छी राइटर है. अक्षत क्योंकि अभी उसकी एक ही फिल्म आई है तो मतलब मैं ज्यादा मैं बोलूँगा तो कहता है एक फिल्म आई तो क्या. मैं उसका काम जानता हूँ पर्सनली. वो मेरा बहुत अच्छा दोस्त है. इसलिए
Right.
अक्षत बहुत कमाल का राइटर है. मुझे अक्षत की राइटिंग में बहुत मजा आता है. बाहर इंटरनेशनली तो यार बहुत सही सही राइटर्स हैं यार. मतलब एक तूफान राइटर हैं एंड्रयू केविन वॉकर, जिन्होंने लिखी है फिल्म 7 डेविड फिंचर की. ऑब्वियसली द गाय who pretty much decided what I want to do in life for me was Paul Schrader, who wrote Taxi Driver. Yeah, so these are few of my favorite writers.
Right. So follow-up question. If you've seen the movie yesterday, in that movie,
Oh,
what happens is
that Beatles Rolling Stone. What film is that? It's about.
yeah. Exactly. So for the rest of the world, the Beatles, they disappear. And this one guy is the only guy in the world who knows कि यार बीटल्स के ये गाने हैं, बीटल्स ने ये करा हुआ है. ही इज़ द ओनली वन. सो इमेजिन नाउ टुमारो यू वेक अप एंड यू आर द ओनली वन जिसको पता है कि पॉल शेडर की ये राइटिंग्स हैं एंड ये काम है. And now you can release it and it will be your work. You know, for example, now that you write Taxi Driver, it will be the only Taxi Driver to exist. What will you do with that kind of repository of materials and knowledge and that perspective?
यार ये तो बहुत मुश्किल सवाल है यार. कितने लोगों ने इसका कोई सही गलत जवाब वाला फंडा तो नहीं है. तू मुझे जज तो नहीं करेगा मैं अगर इसका कोई जवाब दूं?
इसका कोई सही गलत जवाब है ही नहीं. मतलब this is just
Oh God, see. So for me, Taxi Driver, Raging Bull. अगर मैंने देखी वो, मैं उसकी एज इट इज निकाल दूं, किसी को नहीं पता कि कहाँ से आया है क्या है.
yeah.
बाप रे. मैं कर दूंगा यार. I will pawn it as my own. I will not let people know, honestly.
Right.
Or maybe it is because I'm 41 years old and I'm no longer idealistic and a little bit bitter and jaded. So अभी शायद इस वजह से मेरा जवाब ये है. तो मुझसे 5 साल पहले पूछता तो मैं बोलता नहीं ऑफ कोर्स मैं दुनिया को बताता कि पॉल श्रेडर क्या कमाल की चीज है. तो अभी मैं नहीं बताऊंगा. अभी this will remain a secret. I will pass off Raging Bull, Taxi Driver as my own, honestly. यार
And I think
बहुत
that
गंदा
makes
सवाल है
sense.
यार ये.
Yeah. movies like Taxi Driver, they deserve to be released. And imagine if you go about telling people कि एक Paul Schrader बंदा था but वो सिर्फ अभी imagination में है मेरी. So I think instead of buying your movies, they'll just label you as something कि अच्छा इसके साथ काम नहीं करना.
Correct. No, you're right. Now I'm feeling a little better about myself. Thank you.
No, because I personally genuinely feel कि Taxi Driver, अगर if you're the only one who knows about it, it should be released for sure, without a doubt.
हाँ, मैं नहीं बताऊंगा किसी और को कि यार ये पॉल शेडर की है, ये मैंने ही लिखी है भाई. लेकिन ये आनी तो चाहिए मार्केट में यार. Why should, मतलब I must have seen the film about 70-80 times. Every time you watch that film, there is something new to learn.
Do you have a movie watching habit?
I do. There are weeks and there are days which I take out for consumption for films and series. But what I have a serious habit is reading. I cannot live without reading. At any given point in time, I'm reading something. So thankfully that's one of the good habits that I have. I read a lot.
What are some of like your favorite books?
There is one collection of short stories by Satyajit Ray, which is my go-to book. I must have read it like 5-10 times. It's a small collection. They're scary and they're funny at the same time. They're very, very good. I recently found a book called The D Textbook. It's just the collection of information which is not in your textbooks and which is like all the myths in textbooks have been broken. So it's a lot of fun. It's a very funny book. वो मैं भेजता हूँ. I'll message you the name of the book. It's a lot of fun right now. तो बाकी सारी चीजें हैं यार. बाकी कुछ ना कुछ पढ़ता रहता हूँ. I read a lot of crime. I read a lot of noir. Scandinavian police procedurals बहुत अच्छे होते हैं. तो कुछ ना कुछ पढ़ता रहता हूँ.
So this book, D-Text book, is it about like our school textbooks or filmmaking textbooks?
No. School basically. जिस टाइप के आपको स्कूल में जो बातें पढ़ाई जाती है ना, उन सब का उल्टा है. Like, did you know that pyramids were painted really shiny white? That this is not the real color of pyramids. So pyramids were painted bright white, like shiny white, so they can be seen from the heavens. Like over thousands of years, it's just come down to. So now we just assume कि ये ऐसे ही बने होंगे. But they were like really bright white. Did you know that on your tongue there are like different pockets of taste buds? Like the salty stuff is here, the sour stuff is there. ये सब ऐसा, ये पता होगा तुझे शायद.
Yeah. This was in the textbook.
No, it was not.
शायद आपके टाइम पे नहीं होगा, हमारे टाइम पे ऐड कर दिया होगा.
Very slyly you've slid in this ageism type का joke कि आप तो बूढ़े हो और आपके टाइम पे ये सब नहीं होता था. हमारे टाइम पे हो गया था. We had smarter books. हाँ, हो गया, कोई बात नहीं.
3-4 things that you would tell the young writers, people who are just starting out.
Read a lot, yeah. Read, consume a lot. So for me, the simple mantra is for writing is awareness and application.
Right.
Awareness is consumption, meeting people, getting insights, observation. Application is everything that you are aware of, you start applying it in stories. Right. Application is, and both these processes are never-ending processes. You can never be fully aware of what's happening, and you can never fully apply what you know, onto a piece of paper. But these are the two things that you just need to keep working on. Or awareness, ऐसी चीज होती है ना. See, awareness is something you would know that there was a family जहाँ एक 22 साल का बच्चा था और उसकी मदर को एक बेबी हो गया. You are aware of that idea. Application is taking that awareness and turning that into some form of content. So when you see the application of that awareness, suddenly you realize, अरे हाँ, ये तो मुझे भी पता है. So this is what separates application from awareness.
Right.
Everyone is full of ideas and full of insights and observations. Then suddenly somebody takes everything, puts it together, makes a plate of biryani and serves it to you. And you say, oh, I know these things. So this is where content creation comes into play. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my mantra for life.
Thank you so much, Shantanu Bhaiya, for presenting us with your insights, your journey, and telling us all the things about, especially the D-Text book and your travel stories and whatnot. But thank you so much for coming on Cup Noodles to Career.
It was
Honestly,
it was a lot of fun. Thank you so much.
it was a lot of fun for me as well. Yeah.
There was this thing that I was just thinking before this podcast. Uh, your initials are AW, right? It's like a small aw, right? Aw.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you are that awe, which is sometimes that a guy sends like a really deep emotional senti message to a girl, and
Right.
instead of like the longer awe,
Hmm.
she just says awe. So just pretty much you're in the friend zone. So you are that friend zone awe. I'm so sorry. I just had to crack this one before leaving.
uh Shit, that's painfully true. That's painfully true.
What liar! What a liar!
uh Podcast has certain boundaries. We don't break those boundaries.
But मुझे
But
बहुत
yeah,
मजा आया. Thanks so much, Ayush.
likewise, बहुत बहुत अच्छा लगा आपसे बात करके पॉडकास्ट पे आके. और it was an honor for me, and I'm sure the entire team who will be editing this podcast and listening to it, and the people. So thank you so much, and all the best for your upcoming projects. Ekdam, we'll be looking forward to all of them. Hey guys, thank you so much for listening to this episode of Cup Noodles to Career. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're listening to this episode on streaming platforms, then we'll have a song after this segment. We feature an indie musician at the end of every podcast episode, only on streaming platforms. So you can go and listen to the show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and basically everywhere else. And if you're on YouTube, then please subscribe to the channel. It really, really helps us. And I'll see you guys next week.